But going back to that time, 2016 through like 18, again, it's like I'm watching, like, Jordan Peterson is the voice of, you know what I mean, like us niggas at the bottom and shit. Like, he's talking about, oh, you have to make your bed. I can't do the Canadian accent. You have to make your bed. I can't do it.
You gotta
he's
wake
talking
up
about,
every
like,
day, make your bed, buddy. Go out go out and get a
talking
job.
about Jesus.
Yeah,
I
follow
think Jordan Peterson,
Christ.
I
Hey,
think
buddy. Like all that
he's
type
a
of
Gnostic.
shit.
Yeah, and he's talking about, like, just like Jordan Peterson, like, was uplifting these young men, right? Like, he was our like, how do you say it?
Do the
He was
bare
our
minimum
everyman.
and you
So
will be
him and
better.
H3,
Like that's
so
basically
him and
how
H3 having them together was like, oh my god, like these guys, like, look at these guys, you know what I mean? Like H3 is trying to lose weight, he's trying to get Gila pregnant, they got their new Teddy Fresh coming out, Jordan Peterson was getting big on the internet. So, and like watching those clips with the knowledge I have now, Jordan Peterson is a Shebis Goy, a crybaby, his daughter's a who.
Christopher.
H, she's a who. And then H3 became a shill for the left, a big time shill for the left. He has no respect for any right wing beliefs. He, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much. He's just pulled out.
Recently, he's been like reversing a lot of it, because he's like he was one of those Jews that, like, once like October 7th happened, he was like, he didn't go like far right again or far like he went all Zionist, but he's starting to like even out a little bit. That's why I kind of I've been seeing his recent stuff, and it's kind of more like less horrible, but it's still like, it's only because he's with these guys, because like his whole thing where he's like going against, like, he's suing everyone, all these like Twitch streamers, and he's suing
Like a Jew.
Yeah. It's like, well, but it's funny, but like that's why he's doing it.
Real quick, but I want to say, but that's the thing, because Jordan Peterson told him, the fucking people that you're trying to appeal to, because remember they were trying to cancel H3 for having the interviews with JP.
I remember.
He told him, he's like, the people that you are, the audience that you're bringing to yourself are gonna turn on you, and they did. They turned on him like fucking that. That's why I say you can't trust liberals.
Yeah,
They went after him. They threw slander at him, saying his kids are eating shit. They sent him a human skull. These people are animals.
Yeah, like,
and
just the entire kind of humanity in general right now is just, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about whether or not we're truly equipped to like live independently. All these people can like send, police squads and human skulls and all this other shit. But if they really had to, how many people do you think could like kill another human while looking them in the eyes? I know I could.
I don't think most,
but because I've actually like thought about it and like mentally steeled myself for it, and like I know that at some point I will probably have to, whether it is like my life or his. But most people have never had to think, like they've never forced themselves to think about that. And so when they're put in that situation where the gun is in their hand and there's a gun in someone else's, they will not pull the trigger. I mean, it's even in war today. That's what I'm saying. There's reports even now in war, like in Iran, where there's like people who are still pretending to shoot because they don't want to get shot back at. Like they'll just stand there, point their guns, let other people do the shooting, and then move forward.
It's scary. Taking another person's life is a very scary thing.
I'm not gonna shy away from it. Like you are literally ending someone's future. Like forgetting the fact that it's number 6 on the list. Like it sucks, but at the same time, I feel that God is a forgiving being, So
God said the only unforgivable sin is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. That's that's something that I've not hate. I will not pretend I'm a perfect person, but I've never gone out of my way to say.
Believe in the Trinity?
Of course I do.
You believe in the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church?
I do. Are we gonna go down the whole, Easter reconfirmation? Because I already did that on Easter Sunday, so I'll do it again if I have to. I believe in God's, inner workings.
I think it's better to be a bad
race.
Catholic than to not be a Catholic, or even an Orthodox Christian. As long as you're apostolic, you're good.
I mean, the thing that I tell people is that I have a lot of screaming matches with God, but at the end of the day, I know that He loves me, and as such, I love Him.
Yeah.
I don't think any relationship that any person has with anyone is ever going to be perfect. And, Lord knows that I have had my fair share of are you really fucking doing this right now? Your sense of humor is sick if this is your way of getting me to learn. But I will sit here and go through the trial. Dude, God's sense of humor of getting people to learn it really is it's so ass backwards. And I, again, love the guy, but his way of getting you to look at life and learn from it is basically so backhanded in a way. But I feel like the way that some people learn is by tough love. And, you can't always expect life to be cushy.
I think everyone's in a fallen state. And we're perpetually trying to make ourselves better. We don't have the right access to information. And the problem with the West is we're under this auspices that everyone's God. Everyone is, when you put them in a bad environment, that's what makes them violent. No, people are just naturally like this. So you got to understand that everyone
man is already animal. Man is an animal. I mean,
man is animal, but also God is very fair. God gives us a lot of chances, and we just don't fucking take it. How many times have we had the opportunity? How many times have you had the opportunity to do something to make yourself better, and you didn't fucking take it?
A lot.
Mad at God. God's a lot more fair than what we want to lead on, and humanity is a lot more evil than we like to believe. We just want to believe in humanity because then we'll shoot ourselves in the head because we've been brainwashed by Marxists.
I think that at the end of the day,
I'm gonna turn you into a Christian. I'm gonna turn you into a fucking crusader. I'm very bad. I'm a very bad behaved young man, but I do believe in God, and I believe I found the truth.
Are you eating the Big Arch right now? I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
How is that shit? Because every time I think about getting it, I think of that video of the CEO, and I'm like, I can't fucking do it. I can't do it. If he couldn't even nibble on it, I can't do it.
If McDonald's is made with the remains of children on Epstein's Island, I'd still eat it.
Fuck's sake. I mean, I can't say that I disagree, but fuck. It's just weird to hear it from someone else.
But no, yeah, dude. I think I found the truth. I definitely did find the truth.
I was lucky too as well.
And
it's not an easy path to. Go ahead.
It's not. It eats away at me every day because I don't know. The way I look at the West right now is I think we need to reevaluate everything. Because even the idea of America is a fucking scam.
It really is.
So it's I cannot wait. I hope we get to see this in our lifetime. I hope we get to be old and have this conversation again. I cannot wait for the Romanization of the United States.
Yeah.
Catholics are going to be taking over. You know what I think is going to happen? The Catholics are going to take the place of the Protestants, as far as numbers are concerned. Then the Orthodox are going to take the place of the Catholics as far as numbers are concerned. And then Protestants are going to take the place of the Orthodox because you know how fucking small they are as far as numbers are concerned. I cannot wait for that, dude. America needs to restart. You know how
we do need a big time restart.
Because you know how the Constitution was based off of the Magna Carta?
Mm-hmm.
We need something like that. Because we can't use the Constitution because that's what liberals do. They can use it against us.
The thing is that we need to be what the founding fathers wanted us to be from the beginning. And the problem is that the founding fathers in this regard were too pussy enough to put their foots down, because it came at the time it did come down to a slavery thing, but like at this point that battle has been done and gone. So when America inevitably dies and is reborn, and it's sort of like truly washed away of original sin at this point, or at least that of slavery, it becomes a lot. What?
I said,
Okay. It becomes a lot easier to then say, look, the America of old is dead. No reparations for anyone at this point, because if we build the country from scratch, then everyone's on the ground floor. Everyone has a chance to make something of themselves, and you don't have a fucking excuse anymore to be like, well, my environment, it was shit. Well, my family treated me like ass. Well, I didn't have X, Y, and Z in my community. Build it your fucking self. We're basically all standing on rubble at this point. If you want something, make it. We need to have an America that is full of doers and not benefiters of those who will do. You know, we can't have a fucking country built on DoorDash and Amazon deliveries. Like, we need people who are willing to chop down trees, who are willing to build power lines. Like, that is why the trades are in such high demand right now. You know this as an HVAC worker. No one wants to build anything.
Yeah, I know that, but the problem is that we're so brainwashed by the Protestant work ethic and the Enlightenment movement, because Protestants don't have spirituality. What they do is they overwork themselves to take the place of not doing their rosary or whatever will have you. That's a real thing. Look it up.
I know. I believe you.
And the Age of Enlightenment makes everyone think they're a fucking genius. Because, okay, I do think, like, you and I are a step above Goyam, but, like, we're not really genius. I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm a dumbass, but I think the bar's been set so low that, like, someone like me is, like, considered smart because we lowered it that much. Because the problem with the Age of Enlightenment is it basically said, oh, everyone, if they're taught reason and logic, everyone can make the right decision.
Right.
Not really. And what I like about Catholic countries and Orthodox countries is there's an episcopal structure, right? Like the episcopal structure is what? Well, if you're Catholic, it's Pope, Cardinal, Archbishop, Bishop, Priest, Deacon,
right.
Layperson. For the Orthodox, it's Archbishop, Bishop, Priest, Deacon, Layperson, right? That's what we need. We need to have a structure. You can't have a bunch of chiefs and no Indians. You need to have a chief and Indians, right?
Right.
That's what we need. And if you look at like Hispanic culture, Greek culture, Italian culture, Irish culture, it's very patriarchal.
Like, and here's the thing:
I'm the fucking dad of the house who wants to come to sit here and debate with me, right? That's how it is. Italians the same fucking way. They're like, you don't have to go into argue with me, you motherfucker. Like, no. The man of the house is the one that makes the rules. We can't all sit here and pontificate on what we think we should do. That's what WASPs do. Like you'll see some fucking WASP like debate with their kid. Like the kid's like, I don't want to eat green beans, and they're like, well, if you eat your green beans, it'll make you healthier, and we could give you a sweetie right after. Bro, that in a Catholic house and even a Greek Orthodox house, they'll beat the fuck out of you. You eat that green bean, or I'll kill you.
Or you get nothing. Or you go up to your room and you starve.
Or you get nothing, yeah.
Right.
That's what we need to bring back. Hey, shout out to the Anglo-Saxons. I mean, they built a lot of the majority of the fucking West. But it's like, you guys did so much, but it's like, you left like a power vacuum.
That's exactly how I'm
grab.
like, and that's... And now the power vacuum that is forming in America is that there is no, like, we have lay people, but we don't have, like, the deacons and archbishops. It's like you said. It's either everyone's on top or everyone's fucking stupid. And that the fact that there is no middle ground power vacuum is what I think will eventually trigger at least the Second American Civil War. Where it's like, it's going to be a battle.
I hope we can figure something out.
I really,
before war.
it does, to me, it kind of seems inevitable, which sucks. Like, I really don't want to have to go to war, but unfortunately, like, historically speaking, that is how shit changes. If not war, then revolution.
Yeah. You know what I think will be awesome, Sauce? This is never gonna happen. This is just
Shoot.
my anime that made up in my head. We can get like Catholics, Orthodox Christians, Protestant Christians to like agree on what the fundamental, like Council of Nicaea type of thing.
Yeah.
Agree on like the fundamental beliefs on what Christianity is. Make some new type of constitution, right? And that becomes what America. That becomes America's future. Because I think part of the, I mean, Christianity for me is like the number one thing because it fucking is. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says. It's economic.
It brings a moral code to the masses, which above all else, like, it's like you said, like, if you tell people throughout all time that they are inherently good, they will eventually believe that at their core they can do no wrong. Like, eventually, like, it'll be
exactly.
like,
that's
yeah,
why,
I can make mistakes,
exist.
but at the end of the day, I am still a good person. You know, I could murder 50 people and go to jail, but at the end of the day, I'm still a good person, and I will be rewarded for that when I die.
And then
this
idea that, like, well, that's your opinion, that's my opinion. We have two different. No, motherfucker. There's one objective. There's one correct objective reality, because I'm a big believer in not moral relativism. What's the other one? Objective morality.
Yeah,
I'm a big believer. I'm a big proponent for that, because your opinion is I shouldn't eat fucking dog shit. My opinion is I want to eat dog shit, right? I start eating dog shit and I get fucking sick. Some other idiot sees me eating dog shit, and because I have aura, they do it too. And they have a bunch of other idiots eating dog shit, and now everyone's dying from eating dog shit. And then you come and say, "Hey, dude, don't eat dog shit. That's not good for you." That's my opinion. I want to eat this dog shit. This whole libertarian, liberal, like, oh, just let everybody do what they. It's like, no. Eventually, we're gonna collide. And we're all gonna fucking hate each other, kill each other, or something.
Well,
that's why I like the way the Spanish colonized.
That's kind of where we're at, where it's like, you know, everyone's just doing their own shit, and it is quite literally getting people killed. You know, like the white guy walking down 63rd may not know that he's interfering with gang activity, but to the GD standing on the corner, that's the most offensive fucking thing they've ever seen in their entire life, and they have no choice but to retaliate. Now, to the poor sap walking down the street, he doesn't know why he's about to be filled with 16 fucking rounds, but to the guys on the other side, it makes perfect fucking sense. It just, like...
But reality, it's their opinion.
But that's the thing, is like, you know, there was a saying I heard recently.
That's their opinion.
Right, like there was a saying I heard recently. There's a saying I heard recently where there is always three sides to every story. There's the perpetrator side, there's the victim side, and then there's the objective truth that stands before you. And whenever I agree with you, like when you look at a situation with objective morality, and this is a really hard thing to do in situations that you personally are involved in, and that is something that, like, is, again, a lost art amongst our generation. Because if you cannot look at a situation and say, if I was someone who knew, if I was someone who knew nothing about this situation and I watched it play out before me, how would I think about this? That's a really fucking hard thing to do. But it's how I was able to, like, get my shit together after, you know, this big situation with that one ex I had, was that I had to look at it from an objective standpoint, and I'm like, okay, here's where I fucked up, but then here's how she fucked up as well. And if you put the two crimes, like, on the scale, which way does it tip? And it tipped real hard against her. So I'm like, well, then that settles it. I know what I have to work on, and I know what I can forgive myself for. A lot of people just never even think like that. They just think, I know in my head,
because they've been indoctrinated.
I know that, like, this action is justified because it's what my leader told me. It's what boss told me. It's what my mom told me. It's what my dad told me. Like people very rarely can think of anything but themselves when looking at a situation.
Yeah,
And that makes
and
it
that's
very hard
satanic. And
for.
what's fucked up is that a lot of
Go ahead, sorry.
and what's fucked up is that a lot of Protestant churches they feed into people's egoism like that. Oh,
Exactly.
you didn't know any better, but now God's gonna help you, and things are gonna get better, because you're just a good person. Like, dude, oh my God, dude, maybe one day we could get into like a Protestant rant because that shit drives me up the fucking wall because they've completely objective morality comes out of Christianity. It's a Christian virtue. Why it's a Christian virtue? Because it makes, like you said, the perpetrator and the victim both um think about where they both went wrong. But um the problem with Protestantism is that they feed into people's egoism because they got to make money to get more people into their churches so they can speak in tongues and fucking dance around and shit. I forgot where I was gonna go with that, but
It's okay. I understand what you were saying. I'm gonna pick up the slack a little bit here for you. It really. Now I believe that there will never be one religion in this world. People are always going to have opinions, right? Like, especially in Asian countries, like with Buddha and with Taoism and with stuff like that, like those, and
well,
I
look at
don't,
Mexico.
and I don't necessarily
In Mexico, they blend the
feel,
belief.
and I don't necessarily believe that like some of those morals are incompatible with Christianity. So like unless it is like a competing Abrahamic religion, like Islam or Judaism specifically, I'm really not as offended by those existing because like if you look into Shinto specifically, it kind of teaches the same thing where it's like, humans either are inherently bad or they have the potential to be either good or bad. And it's their own actions, it's their own way of living, their morality, their code that dictates whether they will be rewarded or they will go to hell or their version of hell. So I agree with you in the sense that there are a lot of Abrahamic religions or derivatives thereof that do the exact fucking opposite of what God teaches us not to do, which is to feed into our ego. You think about the golden calf in Exodus. You think about the golden calf in Exodus, how literally it took like 40 days for people to give up hope in Moses after he had led them through the fucking desert, after he took them out of Egypt, after he freed them from being slaves. They were still like, you know what? Nah, let's worship this gold cow instead. That seems like a real good fucking
That's because
idea.
they were indoctrinated. They were indoctrinated by paganism.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, is that history is an Ouroboros.
Our people are indoctrinated by paganism.
History is an Ouroboros. You spend enough time around Egyptians worshiping fucking statues and all this other shit, then yeah, it doesn't really take much for you to lose faith in someone that you think is not really trying to help you.
It's like Christians that fall away, just like Christians that fall away and they give into Marxism and liberalism, which is basically satanic, which is basically just Jewish. Haha, got him.
The thing is, though, is that at least in the way that
I think
they
Judaism and
portray it,
Islam are more offensive. I think they're more offensive than Shinto or Taoism.
No, I'm the same way though. I'm of the same breath. Where like at least those like again, the Eastern Asian religions have some level of compatibility with Christianity to where like they're not as like on my radar as like, oh, if someone comes into my office and they're like, yeah, I believe in the teachings of Buddha. I'm like, okay, well, I disagree. But like at the end of the day, Buddha still teaches like, you are in control of your life. You only have the power to make yourself good or bad. And if you are a bad person, then you're going to get fucking punished for that shit when you die. And you're gonna end up being reincarnated. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not.
For me. It's too nihilistic.
I agree. It's a little too like.
They're
Bad
homosexuals.
vibes.
Did you see the Dalai Lama?
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama when he's looking at kid's fucking mouth.
I'm
There's
gonna
like
be honest.
there's like homosexuality and pedophilia. Do the research yourself, but I think that it's like deeply embedded like in Buddhism. Like antinatalism and stuff like that is like when you dig deep enough, it's in there.
I haven't done enough research into it, so I have no opinion
And
there.
but it comes out of Hinduism, and Hinduism is another satanic religion. But
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, like the worst ones, like if I'm gonna put
Hinduism
on a
is like
tier list,
straight. Hinduism is straight satanic. Like you mean to tell me that the guy with
it is.
8 heads and 12 arms was like a world destroyer? Like that sounds like something straight out of hell.
It's for me the most offensive is Judaism. Then it's Islam. At least Islam, they hold Mary and Jesus to high regards, but then everything else is just horrible. And by the way, praying on the rugs and having those little beads, they stole that from the Christians. Praying east, Christians, we used to pray east towards Jerusalem. Even like if you do
No.
that today, like that's just part of our practice.
Yeah, now they pray east
But-
towards Mecca.
Towards Mecca, fucking. Well, it's funny because Baal used to be worshipped in the
Mecca.
Kaaba. They used to call him Kabul. Kabul is Arabic for Baal, or however you say it in Hebrew. So it makes you wonder who they worship, right? But they worship the same God as the Jews. But and then after that would be like Hinduism, Sikhism, and Buddhism because they're all dharmic religions. They all come out of each other, and then like Confucianism, Taoism, Shintoism, like I fuck with them. I fuck with their religion. It's like, yeah, you guys are wrong, but like,
You know what? Like your morals are like in line enough to where I respect you, even if I do not agree with you. You know what I mean? But I am of the same breath where I just believe that Judaism and Islam are just complete blasphemy. I mean, the only thing that Mohammed was right about was to hold Jesus and Mary in high regard and to not eat pork. That's it. Other than that, dude definitely married and raped a 9-year-old. Like, he's just, again, it's like you said with, Buddhism. Like, it's deeply embedded, this idea that, like, you should be attracted to children. Or, like, the purity of a child should be, like, where a 30-year-old man goes to, like, put his seed. I'm like, and just the idea
about that?
Yeah, no, like, and just the idea of, like, when you die in Islam, like, the first thing you're greeted with is, like, 20 virgins. It's, like, it just...
72.
Why? Like, why? Why is this whole religion, built around this, idea that, you should be abstaining from sex and all these evil practices. But at the same time, they're like, oh yeah, also you can fuck this kid. That's cool.
You can't drink alcohol.
But you can fuck this kid. And you can fuck this goat. But you can't drink alcohol. But you can fuck this goat.
Wait a minute, but you think the pork is like valid?
I'm not a big pork guy. I just think pigs are fucking disgusting animals. They'll eat fucking anything, and a pig or an animal that will eat its own shit will not taste good to me. And pigs are known to eat their own shit. I feel that they're a very it's like eating a tiger or a lion or a dog. Like they have unclean diets. They're just not good to eat.
Well, I eat pork kind of like if all of that, if they weren't trying to make like halal, what do they make? They make halal soy sauce in Japan. If they weren't doing that shit, like, and there wasn't all this like rampant like, oh, you need to make a halal everything, I would probably be like, oh, I wouldn't eat pork, but
I don't care too much about the halal, like I get my protein from chicken and beef.
It is probably better for you, but all of the, how do you say, all of like the persistent,
you just don't, you're okay with eating turkey bacon. You just don't like it when it's under the brand halal.
No, I'm just like I'll keep pork in my diet because I'm a goyim. Oh, and that's the beef I have with you, mainly you, Nick. is that goyim is like our n-word, and you like keep on. It's like you keep like how they keep on putting them in the rap music videos. You keep on using it to describe people, but it's like we are goyim.
We
Goyim is a
are.
pejorative term.
We are, but you like to think that you're not one, but you are. So you need to find a better word to describe.
Mindset. Goyim is a mindset. It's all about the way you look at yourself.
You are
Goyim
a
don't know that
goy.
they're goyim.
You are a goy.
Goyim don't know.
That's, again, you're fitting this stereotype perfectly just by saying that. You're proving your point. The goyim don't know they're goyim. You're not accepting that you're a goyim. Hence, you are the goy.
You fucking poet.
Dude, Frank, is it Jew or is it goy? I think it's goy.
Well, even that's like the popularity of saying goy is probably like some deep psyop to be like, oh yeah, just make sure that they know what goy means. 'Cause I remember like probably like 6 years ago, like goy would like the idea. It's kind of like saying the Talmud, saying the Talmud was like crazy, like or like crazy, but it's like no one knew about it, and they would only drop it like here and there. Like I was watching Twin Peaks recently, and they dropped the Talmud, like randomly say it, and it's like, okay, well that's like kind of like
No, Gibson did back in the day.
yeah, but it was like here and there, like selectively. Now it's like okay, everyone knows about the Talmud, everyone knows about goy, but it's like only like dropped here and there. So like I feel like now, like that this again, it's like they want they want everyone to know now, but it's like it's almost like having the knowledge of this is like useless to people. It's like, oh yeah, well you know what goy is. Now you guys gonna call each other goy, and then you guys think it's all funny, or we're fucking reaping the benefits of all this.
I don't know what to say about that, but